Started my eco-friendly journey while living with my parents with limited control, and I don't regret it. A lot of the times when you start your eco-friendly journey, we start caring about being eco-friendly and you go into the zero waste lifestyle, all you see is swaps, okay? And that's immediately what you want to go do, is you want to swap things immediately. And that actually isn't the most eco-friendly thing. So a lot of what I learned while living with my parents with this limited control that I first started is I had to do a lot of the stuff that only affected me. So I couldn't do a lot of the swaps. And I also did a lot more research when I first started, where I did a lot more of mindset stuff, because again, it could only affect me, and I didn't have a whole bunch of money, so I could only do so many swaps as well because I was a teenager. I did a lot more mindset things and things that kept me in my brain. So this was like, instead of buying swaps for some of the things I could buy swaps for, like my mouthwash and my dental routine, that kind of stuff, instead of immediately buying swaps for them, I used what we had already, because we had a bunch of flosses, we had a bunch of toothpastes from the dentist that you get, the little kid-sized ones from the kid dentist. So I used all of those up first before I bought a swap. Would I have done that if I was living by myself? Probably not, because I wouldn't have probably had access to any of that. Those probably would just continue to sit in my parents' house until they got thrown away, because we never used them, because, you know, we buy our own toothpaste, we didn't use those toothpaste very often. I did a lot of mindset with shopping, with when I go shopping, do I actually need this? Changing where I shop, changing how I hang out with my friends. And I don't know that I would have normally done that if I had lived by myself, because I would have immediately gone to swaps and done other things in my house. Then I would have changed my mindset, changed how I thought about where I was. It would have been more of just here's all my swaps and that's all that matters, instead of constantly thinking, how do I reduce this waste? How do I get rid of this waste? How do I keep my waste style low? How do I keep what I consume low? Like, I never would have thought about that. So while I know most people aren't in charge of the circumstances of if they have people or if they don't have people, knowing that the swaps are not everything and this is more of a lifestyle change, this is more of mindset change, is very important, and it can be very beneficial to start this journey while you're living with someone. So don't discount that in the fact that you don't start because you are living with someone, because it can be helpful in different ways than you were thinking.